What's going on YouTube? Hello my tackle hoarders out there. APFA back again, and I wanted to do a video about craws, as you can see in the description. If you're a subscriber of mine, you guys have seen I've been uploading a lot of tank tests with some craws in there. I explained in the video that I'm just stocking up my arsenal with craw baits in there. I mentioned in those videos that there are two types of craw baits in my opinion. There are do-nothings and then there are moving. So from the thumbnail you saw that I laid out a bunch of baits, and I just want to go through these from my perspective on how I would fish these baits. And the first ones I want to get into are beaver style baits. I got a couple of them picked out right here. Let me show you guys. These are your standard beaver style baits. They come in a variety of size. This is a V&M hula bug. That's a natural craw color. Reaction Innovation sweet beaver. This is oxblood. This is a Cabin Creek razor beetle, I believe. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Beaver style baits are do-nothing baits. That's super razor beetle in the copper craw color. These to me imitate a craw, but I would fish these on like a punch rig, pitching, flipping, punching mats, heavy vegetation. You can see from the design of the body, it's designed to go through vegetation real easy like that. On the way in, you got that. On the way out, that. So you can see by design of the bait, that slender profile, not a lot of appendages hanging off of it. You can separate this part here. I like to keep them connected if possible. So that's the way I would fish a beaver style bait. Now I'm not saying you can't put it on the back of a jig as a trailer, that's fine too. But if I'm going to be pitching, punching, flipping a craw, it's going to be a beaver style bait. Something like the hula bug, you might have a little bit of problem due to the skirt there, but if you're pitching or flipping, you got a big 1 ounce weight, at the most there, so it's going to go through. No problem. Out, no problem. Nothing really there to get hung up. Now, you can Texas rig these, Carolina rig them, swim them back to the boat, but they're not going to do anything. None of this stuff really flaps or, thumps or moves water, so that's my choice on pitching and flipping. The next thing I want to get into, next style actually, is like a do-nothing cross style bait. I got a couple of them picked out here. I believe these are old school Mr. Twister. This is the more traditional, obviously, style of craw bait. You got the claws out there, you got antenna out there. This is a Cabin Creek, I believe. Another Cabin Creek. This is a Big Bite Baits, I believe. And this is also another Big Bite Baits. Those are do-nothing baits, but by design here, this is something, besides a chunk, I would put on the back of a jig, just to give it that profile, more realistic profile of a craw. Shaky head these, to get it to stand up in a defensive posture. You could see how much stuff is hanging off of these. This is something I really wouldn't pitch or flip. So that style of bait there would be, you know, strictly for a jig trailer, shaky head fishing, something like that. That's about all I would do with those. With that natural craw, you know, you got the claws there, the antennas there, like I said. That's the most realistic style of craw on the table here. So that's something I'd want to crawl across the bottom on the back of a jig or on a shaky head, something like that. Then we get into the moving ones, and those obviously are my favorite. I'm a power fisherman, and you saw I done a ton of tank test videos on all these. This is the Strike King Rage Craw. I didn't do a tank test on that. Let me know if you want to see a tank test on that. This is the Craw Father by Missile Baits. Video on that. Super Speed Craw by Zoom. Did a video on that. This is the Biwa War Axe, and I did a video on that. By Design, you can see the claws, these appendages here, whatever you want to call them. Those are made to move water. Go back, if you haven't seen the tank tests on most of these, that these are designed to be moved. Swam through the water. This is something I've stated before, that I'm going to Texas rig swing back to the boat. I'm going to go ahead and put these on the back of a spinner bait, a buzz bait, a chatter bait. That's fine too. Not necessarily something I'm going to put on the back of a jig, which you can. This is just my perspective on how I would fish these baits. But these are designed to move. These moving baits, all designed to move. Everybody knows how well a Strike King flaps in the water. A Super Speed Craw, you know, flaps in the water. Same with the Craw Father. And you know, I haven't had this Biwa in the tank either. But these claws here, designed to kick, thump, move water. That's the way I'm going to fish those. That's a moving style bait for me. Not saying you can't punch it. Not saying you can't flip it. Or put it on the back of a jig and crawl across the bottom. That's fine too, but my perspective, moving baits. Moving baits move. Texas rig it, throw it out there, bring it back in. Back of a chatter bait, spinner bait, buzz bait. The last thing I want to get into is kind of like a hybrid. Now, there's some style of beaver style baits. Right here, this is the Strike King. This is the Rage Menace. This is the Magnum. And this is the Big Bite Baits Swimming Mama. You can see it has that beaver profile body to it. These are the exceptions. These can, in my opinion, can be fished many different ways. It's a good trailer to bulk up a jig. You can obviously punch and flip and pitch with these. But they're also designed to move. You know, everybody knows Strike King puts those flanges on everything, on the Rage Tails. Designed to make it kick very well. The Swimming Mama, it's got the twin tail. Those are going to kick, you know, cause vibration, move. So those, you know, you can either pitch or flip or Texas rig, throw up, bring it back, trailer, of course, you know. So those are my Craw do everything type imitators. Like I said before, you know, pitch and flip. That's just, you know, you're pitching it into a hole, jigging it up and down once or twice, out, moving on to the next hole. Beaver style baits for me. Craw imitators, realistic Craw imitators, like this. That's a shaky head. a jig trailer. Moving baits, you know, I'm gonna throw them out there, bring them back in. And beaver style baits, depending, you know, when you get into this style, same thing. That's your all-terrain craw imitator there, you know, back of a jig, like a swim jig, preferably. Carolina rig, Texas rig, stuff like that. But that's just my opinion on craw baits, on the styles of craw baits that I use, how I would fish them. Just my opinion. Let me know if I didn't cover anything. Leave me a comment down below. Tell me, you know, how you fish all these. You know, if my perspective seems to make sense or not. I appreciate that. But that'll do it for this video. I didn't want to take up too much time. Go back, check out the videos. I did a lot of tank tests on most of these. If there's something you guys want to see that I didn't tank test in the tank test, comment down below what you guys want to see, and I'll gladly do a video on that. But that's enough of this video here. Just wanted to do a quick one on my perspective. Thanks for checking out the video. Like, share, subscribe. You guys know what to do. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Bye.